Hello and welcome to Subnautica Below Zero. Well, picking up from the last episode, I have now replaced this bioreactor with a nuclear reactor here, and that's definitely holding its own. I mean, we're actually running a scan at the moment, and unlike the bioreactor, this thing's you can still see the power output's going up, so that's it's a lot better. So I think I'll make this place permanent. So what I've done is I've put a water filtration unit in over there. We've got a power cell charger. We've got a fabrication unit over there. We've also got a battery charger. And I thought, while I'm at it, I've actually put a little planter down there, so we're actually growing some of these horseshoe shrubs, because they're dead useful, I must admit, because they don't just give you like food, they're giving you food and they're giving you health. They give like a small amount of water, but we should be able to get quite a bit of water from that. But yeah, definitely pleased with deciding to put that in. Now this scanner, it's seeing a massive range now. I mean, it's the actual map that it's produced is almost taking up the entire room. I mean, if I swapped out the actual speed upgrade, would probably get it up to 500 meter range, but I'm just going to leave it there because I quite like that, because it just speeds it up, makes things go a bit faster. Now, what I'm actually searching for at the minute are anomalies. Now, that one up there, that one's actually the Omega base, and then there's a one down there it's picked up as well. So that's actually where we are at, is we're actually close to the Omega base. It was just sheer coincidence. I just happened to, see this big conduit running along this place here, decided to put a scanner down, and yeah, we ended up, in our search, we ended up finding the Omega base, which was just as well, really, because that's what got us a nuclear reactor, for instance. But anywho, the real plan was to go in search of that, but I'm just going to have a quick check and find out what that is first. And then we're going to go and search for that. Now, I'm aware it's dark, I must admit, outside, but I think I'm going to take a bit of a nap. And then I can come back during the daytime. See you shortly. Well, I don't know what to make of this, because there's the supposed anomaly. I mean, I can see there's actually a light down there. You can see it shows up as being right here. So there's supposedly something down here. But yeah, it's these light sticks, I must admit. I should really follow them. If I follow them, that might give me a clue. Because usually that gives you some indication as to where Alterra have been. There's another one down there.
Didn't I tell you to stay away?
From what? I don't even know who you are.
Marguerit Maida's the name. You're on my turf.
Great. Can I come in and warm up?
What part of go away do you not understand, Alterra?
I'm not with Alterra.
So yes, so that's Marguerite. Now that's interesting because that was the last known position. So I've just stumbled across this by accident then. Maybe I should have really gone in that direction, I don't know. The scanner kind of helps, I must admit, but I think in some ways it might be like jumping the gun. But yes, that's Marguerite. So she's she's one of the characters from, I'm trying to remember what it is. If you go back to the original Subnautica, there was a ship that crash landed. And there was 3 survivors, a father and his son, plus Marguerite. Marguerite was I'm trying to remember. Yeah, she was like a hired contract, basically, a mercenary to protect them. Now, I can remember, I think the son was called Paul, and he features in the, I think he features in the trailer for the actual game now. They introduced that later on. When they finally pushed it out, you ended up with this trailer, and that's Paul, who you hear about when he was talking about. And of course, we actually landed and crashed here, and then we ultimately found how to cure the virus. But this is Marguerite's base then. Well, she's not too happy to see us, so I'm not going to go. I don't think I'll pay her any attention. I'm going to probably head back up to wherever that is. Because I think we've strayed off the plot. There's no sign of her in there. I mean, just out of curiosity, there's a... If it's like the last time I did this, this part of the story's been kept, I must admit, because I do remember Robin went over to that island and Marguerite showed up. Now, at the time, Robin did actually work for Alterra. So that's Marguerite's prawn suit. So you can't scan that. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, we weren't sure, but it sounded like she survived. Paul survived, but he later succumbed to the coronavirus, and I think his father died. Ah, now that's interesting. There's no... In the original game, there was actually a data pad. You needed a data pad to be able to get in here. Ooh! Jeez Louise. That really freaked me out, that.
I told you to stay off my land.
You trained that thing?
Next time I'll let him tear you to ribbons, Alterra.
I'm not with Alterra. I'm Robin Ayu. I'm looking for information about my sister Sam. I think you might have crossed paths.
Bull crap. I suggest you take the time you need to come to your senses and then get off my sea base. If you're not Alterra, why don't you disable that damn tracking satellite tower instead of barging into my sea base? Maybe once Alterra's off my back, I'll remember something about your sister. There's some junk on that table that might help. I couldn't get it to work.
So she's managed to tame a snowstalker. Shine the light. That thing seriously freaked me out. I did not see that. Oh man. So she says she's got some junk on the I wonder if there's anything else, because I saw it. Ah, there you go. It's a test override module fragment.
Now I just need to build the test override module. Then I can disable that satellite tower.
That thing's freaking me out. So that's one of the... She's actually kept ahead of the Leviathan here. The story was definitely interesting. I'm trying to remember who they were called. But it was definitely an interesting backstory they had for the game. Is there anything else? So there's a perimeter defense. Hopefully she doesn't mind. She doesn't have one, so yeah, she's not exactly going to miss it. Yeah, you were never sure in that log if she, not in the log, in the actual backstory, whether she survived or not. It sounded like everybody got away when their base got attacked. And we only know with certainty that Paul died because he went back to their original base, and like I said, he succumbed to the coronavirus. Of course, we turned up like long time later and find a cure for it. Well, I say we, I mean not Robin. Talking about the original Subnautica game. Well, that's got me distracted now. Tell you what. Have I got a beacon for this place? I don't think I have. Right, I'm going to leave a beacon here because I'm going to have to come back at some point anyway. Hopefully she won't mind. It certainly doesn't like whatever this... Sounds like there's a tracker. Can't remember how to spell her name, to be honest. That'll do, mate. So we've now got that one there. Don't need the wreck. Well, in which case I'm inclined to go back there. I'm not supposed to be going to... I'm supposed to be going to there. That's what I love about this game. It's just so easy to get distracted and find. There's like, it's not... It is linear. I mean, every game is ultimately linear. There's a story to follow. But... and that was just through finding the anomaly. When I was like searching and when getting that scanner finding anomalies, I assumed it was something to do with the architects. But it's not. It's to do with, well, yeah, one was the Omega base and one was this place. Now, somewhere out there is a way out. So I'm going to go back to the actual scanner because I'm going to clear out... well, I'm actually going to turn the actual search off, but I want to go back to that place where it said last known location because there might be something there, you know, part of the quest train, if you will, that actually starts triggering certain things that tells you to come here and gives you an actual location. Because I know in the original, well, I say the previous version that I was playing of Below Zero, you did get that. There was literally, it ended up where she was actually giving you directions. You just had to work out how to get in through a data pad. Right. Well, I'll go and turn our scanner off and then we'll go and search for that last known position. Oh, I definitely don't like those things. If it electrocutes you, which it does, it actually totally depletes your power, but fortunately your power does come back. It's kind of weird, I must admit. But I mean, now I've got this perimeter defense, which, well, could be handy. So this was supposedly the last known position. It says... I'm not actually picking anything up by the looks of it, but... yeah, so this was supposedly the last known position of Marguerite. So if we have a look on... there, signal. Oh, that's that blooming shark thing I'm getting in the truck. Yeah, that's a bit weird because this is supposedly the last known position. Now, as it turns out, she actually went right down there. That's her base there. Whoa. Ow! Oh, flipping heck. Annoying creature. So yeah, so it kind of like gives you a clue. But that's about it. So you would have had to come down here and done quite a bit of searching, it seems. Anywho. One thing I forgot is when I actually came out after finding that body for Alan, I got this video. I got one of those little pop-ups, you know, press T to talk. I haven't played it, but this is what it is. It actually times out if you don't answer it, and it just leaves you a video message.
Thank you for undertaking the quest for an alternative storage medium, or body as you would prefer me to call it. Perhaps you have been wondering how I came to be trapped in storage in the sanctuary. We came here in search of a cure for the Kara bacterium. My body was infected before a vaccine could be developed. I uploaded my consciousness to the sanctuary for storage. I do not know what happened to the others. Some left, others perished. Over time, my connection to them grew weaker. I cannot sense them now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a pity. I mean, to be honest, it sounded like these people were here a long time ago. So straight up I can say I didn't spell Marguerite's name right. I got the U and the E the wrong way around, and there's no E at the end. Log number 2 from Marguerite.
That far out to sea, swimming back for land wasn't an option. I'd die from exhaustion long before I made it to shore. All I could do was survive long enough to wash up somewhere. I felt a suction, and suddenly, There were vast jaws rising out of the water towards me. It had taken hours for the Reaper's corpse to float to the surface. Using the knife, I clambered up her flank and got a perch on top. I figured she'd float for a few days at least, enough for me to catch my breath. But would she sink before or after I died of thirst? I had a knife, a repair tool, and 3 liters of water. At least I wasn't gonna die of exhaustion. Now, those Reapers, they're practically all muscle, but there's some fat in there. I was able to keep warm and drink the water. And I didn't have much, but I had that repair tool, so I had a spark. It took a week to light that first fire. And I know more about the burning properties of Reaper fat than I ever cared to. I had to ration fires, but as they burned, I could smoke meat that I carved out of the beast's rib cage.
It'll be interesting to find more of these logs, because I mean, all we know is she was fighting a Reaper. Right, now I think we got a blueprint apparently for this test module. Seriously getting off track again, but I'm quite keen to see what happens. So, alright, because we picked that up, we've actually learned its blueprint. So where's the test module one then? Ah, right, so that parallel processing unit. We actually got the blueprints, or the fragments we learned to make the blueprints from that Mercury 2 wreck. So we need to make one of those. So I'll pin that and that, because it sounds like we can now make these and then go to the actual tower and turn them off. So that's not too big of an ask. I think I'll go back to base, because I haven't said that. Yeah, it doesn't ask for any lithium. So I'm going to head back to base, because chances are there's more chance I've actually got the resources back at base than I do over at that scanner. Just need to get my bearings, so we're over there. Right, let's do that and we'll find out what we get from this then. Right then, we've gathered all of our ingredients. That is a heck of a lot easier because of the scanner, which I'm going to actually turn off first. I mean, having this heads-up display, it just makes life so much easier. I mean, it's one thing going out. I mean, you can get away with it to begin with just with the camera, but wow, it makes a major, major difference once you've got the heads-up display. It's just a pity they couldn't, like, color coordinate it to show you, you know, things that are kind of closer. That, I think if they give you like a different color for the range, that would be a lot easier, because you just spend ages going from one like place to another looking for things. But anyhow, going off track. So we need gold, silver ore and table coral to make that parallel processing unit, and then that allows us to then make a test override module, which needed the titanium, lead and copper wire as well. So that was, I think that was supposed to be more of a repair job than an actual build job, but I don't know, maybe we just kind of like pulled that broken one apart to figure out how to make it. Right, so this is ready to go. So I'm going to head over to Delta Station now. We're going to get hooked back up to this place if I can. Oh, that was handy. We're going to head back over to Delta Station, because as far as I could tell from what Marguerite was telling us, if we put this in, we should be able to disable the control tower that's up there, and apparently it's tracking things, because I remember when we did go over there, it was saying, what was it? Number 4, right. I think it was actually saying when we had a look, it actually said that there was 2 people that it had actually detected. So one was us and, you know, Robin, the other one was Marguerite. Right, so we'll just... Oh, hello. Phew, I thought we were going to crash into there. That would have been awkward. I think we better back up a bit. Otherwise, yeah, this is one of the problems I find is if we're too too high up, it can be a bit awkward actually getting in and out of the Seatruck. Right, well I'll head up there. I'll bring you back once we get there. You know why I wasn't referring to this earlier? Because last time I was over here, we actually had a look and we saw this map. And it actually shows up in a data bank. So, I mean, that's where we are, which is Delta Station. And it actually shows you the copper mining site down here. So that was a clue. Then down there is where you've got your Omega lab. Up here. Now, this is what I'm not 100% certain about. One of these is Fire Robotics Center, and the other one is Outpost Zero. Well, that must be Outpost Zero there. That would be the Fire Robotics Center. So we haven't been near either of these two, but it looks like they're on land. Anyway, see if the snow's still got a blizzard. I came up here, I got out of the Seatruck and the snow went away. Then I came up here and it suddenly started to snow. We'll have a quick climb up to there, because I remember we went up to the back of there. I've had a poke around since and I couldn't find anything. So I was trying to figure out. I remembered from somebody's trying to remember who it was. Somebody left some. Yeah, it was Jeremiah. Jeremiah mentioned putting this thing in test mode. We didn't have a module, and I was actually searching around here looking for a test module. Because I figured it had, you know, you got that for a reason. Right, let's put that in. Crikey, that's big, that.
Great. Now back to the terminal.
Wow. We're getting colder. I don't think I brought that thermos flask with me. Right, tell you what, I'm going to make a mad dash back to here. There's actually one of these plants over here. But I don't think... Yeah, I don't have a thermos on me. That's not too bad. I mean, as long as you got that plant there, it makes life a bit easier. Right, so it says put it into test mode.
Should do it. Please work. Yes, satellite is down.
I am impressed. That was most resourceful.
So that's it. Didn't really tell you much there, I must admit. So it's in test mode, so presumably we can go back and have a chat with Marguerite now. Oh.
Alright, Alterra. You win this round. Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about 1 kilometer east of your position up on an iceberg. I have a present for you.
I'll come by if I have time.
Sure, whatever. If you have time for me in your busy social calendar.
Now, what intrigues me most, I must admit, is the fact that we're the only two still on this planet. Or at least within this area, if you will. Because, I mean, we're hearing about all of the Alterra people. And they've all, well, it sounds like they've all disappeared. I mean, Robin here has come along here to find what happened to Sam. And we've learned about that accident over at the Delta Station. Not Delta Station, the Omega Lab. And I must admit, I thought Sam was working there. Straight back. Remember how on earth to get down here would help. But anyway, we need to head back over to see Marguerite. It's kind of weird how she wouldn't... Oh, well, yeah, she said she had something for us. I thought you might have, like, explained certain things over that conversation there about what happened to Robin, but no, we've got to actually go and see her. Right, we're going to do that. It's probably going to take a bit of a while, so I'll bring you back once I get there. Right then, so there's the last known position. And we've got to head down in this direction. So I'm just trying to get my bearings because I've separated the truck and left it over there. So Marguerite's base is down there. So if we head down here, I mean, it's easier with a scanner. When you've got the scanner going, it actually gives you that anomaly, which makes it a bit easier to figure out where things are. Oops. Sorry.
Seek fluid intake.
Okay. Where is it? It's down there. Yeah, I took a wrong turn. Oh, good grief, we're crashing all over the place. So is that there? So we want to be heading in this direction by the looks of it. Right, okay. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so there's one of those floodlights, one of the Alterra floodlights. Oop, just spot some ruby. May as well get that while I'm here. So her base is down here then. Yeah, there's her base down there. Right, let's go and have a chat with her. And we'll find out what she knows. Well, what's interesting is, what the heck's down? If there's anything further down in that direction. Z13. Huh, I wonder. Hang on, turn the lights off first, otherwise I won't do our battery usage any favours. Right, I get the impression she actually has something for us as opposed to something just to say to us. Ah, now I can't get in. Ah, so where's her prawn suit? Where the heck's her prawn suit gone? Now I am curious. She said there, come find me at my greenhouse. Ah, right. Oh, crying out loud. One of these days I'll pay attention. Right, I've got to go all the way back again. See you when I find her. Ah, now that's looking promising. 1146 meters. So she said it was approximate, but we found all of this stuff on an iceberg here. It's got a bunch of penguins over there. Ooh. Hello. What the heck? I don't know whether it's warning me or whether it's being friendly. What the heck? Oh, it's friendly. Ah, fair enough. So yeah, that was a bit, I must admit that was a bit tricky to find, and I've just realised I'm freezing. Man, this is nuts. At least I can get warmed up back in the water. Right, let's try again. But it looks promising because it looks like somebody's been here, because you can see this is like, it's got all the hallmarks of Alterra. I'd probably say her, actually, Marguerite, because there's a bone. Possibly what's left of a Leviathan. Ah, now this is useful. A fevered pepper tree. Aha! Provides body heat. Right, we'll grab some of them. So this is definitely different to what I remember from the previous playthrough. I mean, they have changed the game quite a bit. So there's another entrance point there. So it's always that giveaways, the cargo, you know, the floodlight, the cargo and whatever. Right. Pop up here. I wonder if she's up here then. Right up there. Aha, yes. Ah, she said that greenhouse as well, didn't she? So we're down to about 75. So in theory, if we pop one of them, it boosts your heat by 35. You could also use that coffee. Oh, there's another bone left behind. Yes, I think from what I remember, she grew quite fond of Leviathans in the story playthrough that you get from Subnautica.
Damn satellite hasn't passed by in a while. I guess that was your doing.
Sam's not the only one in the family who knew what to do with vague directions in Old Wire.
She was an original, that sister of yours. First time I met her, I was sure she was Alterra through and through. Not a crease in her uniform. Sending those damn bird bots to spy everywhere. Then, she surprised me. Maybe a little too much.
Meaning...
If you really want to know, there's a PDA on the bench that can point you in the right direction. If you need anything else, don't bother me. But you can help yourself with the greenhouse. Least I can do to repay you for getting those spine pests off my back.
I was starting to panic there because I could see we were getting cold. Alright, so we can scan a plant shelf. So we'll be able to plant things on the side.
Synthesized.
Preston's plant. Ah, so in which case that could come in handy for against things like that, for instance. Ah, you can see it's gone to sleep more like... Ah, a wall planter. Cool.
New blueprint
I
synthesized.
thought we just scanned that. So we've got... now we've got an interior grow bed. Oh, brilliant.
New blueprint synthesized.
So they would have been Chinese potato plants. So... marble melons. Memory serves. Those things get you some water. Not bad. Not bad at all. So she's grown quite a lot here. I must admit it's a lot better than using the planters that I've been doing. So it would probably be in my interests to pick up one of these and actually take it back to base. So then I'll be able to plant and regrow them. Just left. Yeah, you could have picked those up as well. So there's actually 2 PDAs.
Alright, Marge, old girl. We hate this greenhouse.
blueprints
So here are some
synthesized.
pointers to remember so we never have to do the worst parts again. Too bad you can't fight malnutrition by hunting it down and killing it. So, first thing, insulation. First few nights the soil was rock solid. Ended up having to insulate the damn place with dehydrated kelp. Adding a thermal mass helped too. Heat from barrels of water. Probably should have just eaten the damned kelp. But nope, my body was craving a salad. Wish I was just made of exosuit. Next, grow lights were a must-have. Gotta admit, I felt pretty proud of my first full crop of lettuce. Fed half of it to Preston. That snowstalker will eat practically anything. Always spits half of it out, though. Another thing we have in common. The slobbery green mess makes good compost.
So is that what we were just reading there? Her log. Oh, right, yeah, so that's what that was the PDA we just picked up. Right, okay, so then there's another one.
That's your plan?
You don't think it'll work?
You're thinking too small. Like maybe if you're polite enough about destroying the bacteria, Alterra will come around and see it your way. But do you believe in yourself or not?
I think so.
You think so? Come on. Is a bacteria a threat, or isn't it?
It is.
Does it need to be dealt with or not?
It does.
So who's right on this?
I am.
Say it like you mean it.
I am.
I said like you mean it, not like you're testifying before a rigged transgov court.
I am.
Great. Then what you gotta do is seal off the whole cave. I've got just the stuff. Made it for fishing, but it blew the whole ice shelf halfway to deep space. Vaporized all the fish.
Okay.
And you gotta hit the lab too, or there's just no point. Actually, you know what? Let me take care of that one. It'll be fun.
Ah. Okay, so now we know who blew up Omega Lab. It sounded like Sam must have gone over to that other place and basically seal that one in as well. Huh. Well, that's interesting, that. So that's Preston, is it? Oh, okay. So I wonder, can we get one of them? I mean, that's a small marble melon. And a marble melon, and a small marble melon. We can take them back and we can grow them back at base. So, yeah, it sounds like they found out something out about this bacteria, the coronavirus. And Sam somehow got in, caught up with her, and the two of them decided to basically, well, yeah, get rid of the virus then. Interesting. But I'm no real further forward in terms of, well, where to go in terms of the actual plot line, because we know about some base where they found Leviathan frozen into the, well, yeah, it was just literally frozen, if that's where they found it, somewhere on this map. Let's have a look. So that's logs, research. Somewhere on here I found a map. Now where did I find them? This is frustrating, I can't find the map. There's somewhere there's a map, and I'm sure that's going to tell me more or less where to go. Well, there it is there. Terra facilities map. So it could be there or there, the xenobiological research, because I don't remember being there. I think we must be out here somewhere, so it's probably in that direction, but then there's also somewhere way out there. Although at this rate, to be honest, I think I'm inclined to just keep following the trail for these artifacts and see where they go. Yeah, I think I'll stick to that first. That's all for another episode. Well, thanks for making it to the end of this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If so, then do please leave a like, as it will encourage YouTube's algorithms to suggest the video to others who might like it as well. If you have any tips or tricks for Subnautica, then please leave them in a comment below, as it would benefit anyone watching this video. Though I do appreciate any feedback at all, even if it's just to say hello. If you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing. It's free. Just remember to click the little bell icon though, as then you should get reminders when new content goes out. And if you'd like to support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon. Alternatively, there's the option to make a one-off contribution through PayPal. I've left links for both options in the description below. But above all, I hope you like watching these videos as much as I enjoy playing Subnautica. Bye!